Alrighty, GSPRO people out there, Hayfields Club 608 is the course today. We got the Garmin R10, we got GSPRO Golf Simulator. Hayfields Club 608 was a shorter course. It may have been even under 6,000 yards for the white tees, which we were on today. I believe there was a black tee or a blue tee, but the default was white, so we're playing it. We have just a breezy wind, so probably stays between 0 and 6 or 7 miles per hour would be my guess. Here on hole number 1, a little hybrid into the fairway, and then a pretty bad iron shot there to the right. Stats weren't all that bad though. Here we get a bad luck, looked like it took a weird bounce and goes outside the birdie circle. And that's starting off with a bogey, so not the best start here at Hayfields Club, but we have a par 5 on the very next hole to try and rescue us. Some good stats there, 1.5 attack angle, positive 18 degrees, 3,400 spin, I'd like that a little lower, but club path 0.5 is nice. Here we go, up into the fairway, just laying up, leaving 77 yards. Trying to dial this one in. It's going to be a little short. We get a good bounce though, just not quite enough to get in there for a birdie, so we'll settle for the par, remain at +1. 156. That swing looked nice and smooth. And a good shot. Safely on the green. Par, still at +1. Go to the 4th. A lot of manageable par 4s. You can hit driver and leave yourself 60-70 yards, or you can hit something shorter and leave yourself like a 6-iron, 7-iron. Here we end up with probably an 8-iron in our hand, 139, and just a little yanked off of the slope. You can see 7.1 degree club face isn't going to get it done. Tough chip now. Lots of green to work with though, just trying to run it towards the hole. And it gets a good check and does not release at all. That's going to be another bogey. So here at +2 already. Through 4. 5th hole, another par 5. Decent drive, a little lofted there, maybe got under it a bit, but stays out of the bunker, giving us a shot here at a decent layup. You can see I'm not happy with that. That's a chunk toe job. Seems to be my new miss lately, is a toe or a little bit of a chunk. And other than that, I feel like I'm striping it pretty good. 3rd shot on the way, literally a yard to the right, and that's in the birdie. Good distance control there, but we'll take the par, +2. It's a 3-wood off the tee, and those are good stats for a 3-wood. Get it up in the air, carry it to 20, to 10, and leave yourself an 8-iron or 9-iron in. Kind of yank that one to the left. Hopefully it stays. Oh. Okay, it does. It's another par. We're getting into the groove of the round here. 7th hole, still at +2. Love that shot shape. 13.9 degree launch. And just a rope up the left side. Kind of a right side downhill lie. Pushes it over to the right, but safely on the green. And another par. Still at +2. Going to the 8th hole, which is a cool par 3 over this lake pond. Looks good right off the bat. 162. It's got to get a kick forward. And just stops dead there before the birdie circle. But again, another par, just cruising along here to the 9th, trying to finish up the front 9 in some style. Another 3-wood just poked out in the fairway, leaving 162, 7-iron, 6-iron, something like that. Looks good right off the bat. Stats look okay. 3 or 4 yards of release, not enough to get near the birdie. And here's where things got a little weird on this. This has never happened to me before, by the way, so when you see it happen, you'll be as shocked as I am. We're hitting just a hybrid, trying to lay up here in the corner of the fairway. It gets near the bunker, and then as I'm hitting, this comes up. We get super weird coding lines. Not weird. It's what's happening. We're getting the launch directions. You can see regular mode, spin 77, speed 93, etc., etc., etc. So we end up getting a par on the hole. It's still reading me, but I'm seeing everything. Wind direction, destination 5, shot fired. We get to see all the ID. So if you're ever curious about this, I did find out how to get it away. We make a birdie, by the way, while this is going on. Shoot a little dart in there. So as I start playing with this, I'm clicking through all the F buttons at the top, and I go into the settings to try and figure this out because it just popped up. I didn't touch anything. You saw it. So I finally figure out it's F8 or F9. Brings that down to let you do beta testing and stuff, I'm sure. We move on, and the ice cold waiting there kills me on my first shot back. And we're going to be forced to lay up on this par 4 12th. Luckily don't snag any invisible branches, and we are off and going. 93 yards left to try and do something with this hole. Well, that's a shot shape you don't see from me very often. Tight, high draw. We'll take it. We do get a bogey, but the effort was good there from 100 yards. Shooting one up in the air here on the 13th. Missing the fairway to the left, but leaving myself 100 yards from the rough. I can see my left arm collapsing a bit. That is quite the draw. Another tight draw in there. So the last two have been about a combined foot away from being a birdie and a par. We'll take the +2 through 13 though, with another par. Here trying to replicate that draw, and couldn't quite do it. It just stayed out to the right, and unfortunately stays on the green, and puts me at +3 after 2 close calls there on 13 and 12. 15th hole, short par 4. Went ahead and just tried to stomp on it and caught it high on the face and spinny. It's going to sit there in the intermediate rough. Don't look like I like that shot, but the end result's going to be pretty good. Rolls just outside of the birdie. Again, another really close one. So distance to pin has got to be a stat I need to start keeping, because that was 4 or 5 holes in a row where the distance to the flag was really good, even though they weren't birdies per se on the auto putt GSPRO card. This is a par 5, so just trying to sling one out near the green and give myself a chance at a chip. I left myself the worst chip ever over a bunker. I'm really lucky just to get it on the green and get out of there with a par. Still at +3, hanging in there, couple holes to go. 17th, par 4, 400 yards. That looked like pretty good action through there. Yeah, 260 in the air. Good, pretty good attack angle. We'd like that to be positive, but certainly 0 is okay. 126, feeling strong about this one. It looks good right off the bat. And that's, look at that, 1 degree to the right. Who's playing golf out there right now? That's can't be D-Lud Hobbies. That's someone else who can hit tight draws, I think. So perfect stats on that approach shot, which leads us to hitting it almost into the ditch, but it's going to come up short in this rough. The 18th is another par 5. We're just trying to get out of here with our +2 at this point. We've had a good round. Scold one through the rough here, and it ends up in a perfect position about 60 something yards from the pin. Trying to dial it in. Balance looks good. Where's the shot? It's long, but it's in there for a par. And that's a good round. That's a fun course. Some cool holes, some cool par 3s. And I recommend getting out there and trying HAYFIELDS Club 608. And as always, check back often.